Are you thinking about ADHD medication for your child, but you don't want to get it wrong? I get it. I've been there. I have a child with ADHD and we've gone through the whole medication process. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 changes or the changes that I've seen in my child after 1 month of in medication. And I'm just going to be very honest with the good things and the not so good things so that you can make a really, really good decision for your child. My name is Laura. I'm an ADHD parent coach. I have a son who's 8 who has ADHD. I have ADHD myself, and I'm also the founder of Good ADHD Moms, a community of moms that have kids that have ADHD and that are like super supportive and incredible. We have thousands of members of moms in the community, and it's really wonderful. I would love for you to see it. But before we continue, let me tell you that I've put together a free course on how to stop explosions for your ADHD child, because I've lived through it. Our life at home was horrible. Birthday parties, camps, school. We couldn't do anything because our child was exploding continuously. It was really, really tough. And what I did is we hired a parent coach, and I got all the learnings from that parent coach and put them together in this 6-part video course that is free for you and that is going to really help you if your child is exploding and you don't know what else to do. And I've lived this. It's really hard, so I got you. You have the link to the course here below in the description below, so go and check it out. So let's talk about the effects of the changes that I've seen in my son who's 8. So a little bit of the history. My son has been always really explosive and dysregulated since he's 4, and we didn't know what to do. So we hired this parent coach, and this parent coach told us that, maybe he has some kind of neurodiversity, like maybe he has ADHD or autism or something. So you should go and check it out. And at the same time, in the school, they were telling us that maybe you need some external evaluation, things are not working out, and we were like freaking out. We didn't know what to do. So we talked to a few parents and to our coach, and we ended up going to a neuropsychologist who told us that he didn't have ADHD, but then we ended up going to a different pediatric and psychologist who told us that, yeah, he did have ADHD. So it's good to have a few different opinions on your son when you're evaluating him for ADHD, because sometimes they will tell you he doesn't have it, but then another professional will be like, of course he has it and he needs treatment. This is highly treatable, and yes, so let's do it. So what we wanted for the treatment. So first of all, we went to this pediatrician who told us, yes, he does need it. And the next thing that we need to do, we need to put him in medication. And for medication, we're going to try a few different things, but it seems like there are like 2 things. Well, there were like 2 things that he needed help with. One was focus and attention, because at a school, it was very hard for him to do his schoolwork. He was always getting into explosions in the middle of the school. His biggest challenge was writing, because he has dysgraphia, and they were like pushing him to write, and he was exploding because he didn't like people pressuring him to do something that was so hard for him. So the first thing that we wanted for him is help on the attention and focus in the school. And for that, they gave him methylphenidate. It's a very hard name to say, methylphenidate. And at the moment, he's taking 27 milligrams once a day in the morning. And that usually has an immediate effect on focus and attention for school. Okay, the second thing that we wanted to focus on was the emotional regulation. So we wanted to stop the explosions or reduce the volume or the intensity of the explosions, because just to give you an example, he will explode in the middle of the class. He will start throwing things, desks, chairs, everything, to the point that the teacher had to evacuate all the other kids from the class. So it was no joke. Like, the principal was calling me all the time. No joke at all. Really horrible stuff for him, for the other kids, horrible stuff. So for the explosions, they gave us guanfacine. They recommended us guanfacine, and we started with this is a pill that you take once a day also, usually in the afternoons, and it takes 4 to 6 weeks to take effect. And usually what happens, like, you reduce the volume of the explosions. You still get upset, you're still yourself, but the reaction is a little bit smaller, okay? So we started with 1 milligram, and now we increase it to 2 milligrams, because Although it's a little bit early to see results, we haven't seen much, and the doctor said it was safe to increase 2 milligrams to 2 milligrams. So now he's taking methylphenidate once a day, 27 grams, and guanfacine once a day in the afternoon, 2 milligrams. Okay, so now that we went through the boring part of what he's taking, well, one of the things, like, what are the changes that we've seen? And I can see 4 changes in 4 different sections. The first one is in school. It's incredible to see that in the school he's not exploding that much anymore. I mean, and when he is exploding, the intensity is much lower, and this is just after 1 month. So what is happening, and this is methylphenidate acting, what is happening is, like, he's having an easier time doing his writing assignments, his math assignments, because he can focus more, he can keep the attention more, and it is becoming much easier for him to do it. And I see it because every day they send us a chart for him on, did he explode, did he do what he was told, and everything is a yes, everything is a good now. He's good now. He's doing all the things. He's so proud of himself. And at the same time, I haven't had a call from the school in like 3-4 weeks. And that's incredible. I'm so proud. Please don't call me. Please don't call me at school. Please don't. Of course, call me if you need me. But next thing that I've changed is on homework. So for homework, it was horrible before. Oh my God. It was the worst thing ever to do homework with him. I'll sit down with him and I'll spend so many, sometimes hours, but so much time, like, looking at him and saying, okay, write this word, and he would just not focus on the word. He will do something else, and it was exhausting, to the point that I kept on pushing him, and he kept on exploding because he didn't want to do it, because it was really hard for him, and it was really, really hard because he was not able to focus on the word. He was not able to do it. Oof. And what I see today is incredible. What I see today is he sits down by himself. Like the other day, he was doing this writing assignment. He sat down, he took his notebook, he took the homework, and he wrote down his words, he colored his words. He was like thinking for half an hour. I was not there. I saw him like focusing and like doing it, and it was easier for him. It was just easier. And it reminds me to his best friend, Noah, who's a sweetheart. And he was telling Max the other day, like a couple of months ago, Max, just focus. It's not that hard. And it was really hard for him. And I remember myself when they were telling me that in the school, like 40 years ago, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. And it was really awful to see that for my child, like another friend saying, it's not that hard. Just you need to focus. And now with the medication, I see him that he can focus and he can just be just one more. So that is so good to see. I mean, it's incredible. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so incredible. Now, the third part is on the emotional regulation on explosions. And in this part, we have seen changes at home. Of course, at the school, it's much better because he's having an easier time doing homework, doing the tasks at the school, because he can focus more, he can pay more attention. And at home, what I'm seeing is like he's more chilled. He's more chilled. He's good. But again, we also do some other things like parent coaching. I haven't seen such a big change in emotional regulation because he hasn't been exploding as much. And before, he already had been stopping a little bit that, so I don't see that much change. And I'll tell you later at the end what is the other one thing that you need to do for sure before even taking medication, okay? But so in emotional regulation, he hasn't been exploding as much, and that's incredible. So I'll say that school is like 50% improvement, homework is like 50% improvement, emotional regulation, I'll say, is like a 20% improvement. And the last thing that I want to say, the fourth thing that I want to cover on the changes is in the relationship with us. And that has improved so much. Before, at home, my husband and I were fighting with him to do the homework, to behave, we were a team, 2 adults against a child, and he was reacting and he was exploding and he was not happy, and it was really bad for the house, for our relationship. We were not connecting. Now, after we've been like going through parent coaching and he's been taking medication, and we are a team. It is so cool to see. Like the other day, we went to the doctor last Saturday, and he was explaining, it was like the doctor my husband and I and him. And the doctor asked, like, how do you feel? And he was explaining how he felt. Like, I think this medicine is doing this, and this other medicine is doing this. So I feel good. And together we were making a plan to what we're going to be doing next together. It was so cool. And even at home, he was asking me, Mom, are there any books on ADHD? Can I can you buy some of them for kids so that I can read what I have? And he's like, instead of being like insulted every day and you're dumb, you're lazy, just focus, instead of getting all those messages, he's been able to say to a kid, you know oh, I cannot do this now. Or before he was saying, I cannot do this now because I have ADHD. But now he's not getting those messages because he's doing what the other kids are able to do. And he's doing it thanks to the medication. So that's incredible. And our relationship is just like really, really strong. So, in summary, what I want to say is the 1 month after medication, the experience has been like hyper positive, really, really incredible, really, really positive for him, for us. One thing that we were really worried about is if he was going to be able to take pills, because he's a very picky eater and he's very sensitive to food. And he surprised us. Like, he's like taking the pill and swallowing it, and he's really proud of that. He's like, look, Mom, I can swallow the pill. I don't need the water. Look, like, he's really proud of that. So he has surprised us. He's been really, really positive. I love the aspect of the team. We are a team. That's incredible to see. And the one that I was going to tell you is, the one thing that you need to do before taking medication, or even at the same time, is you need to consider ADHD parent training or hiring an ADHD parent coach. I am an ADHD parent coach now because of the experience that we had in our family. And what I can tell you is that medication is going to make 20 to 30% improvement in your life. But ADHD parent training or parent coaching is going to make like a 70 to 100% improvement in your life with your child. It's incredible to see, because they don't teach us how to raise kids, and they don't teach us how to raise an ADHD kid, which is really different than the normal how to do it. So just like make sure you consider ADHD parent training and parent coaching. I put a video here in the description so that you can watch another video about our whole experience. And what I would say is, like, you need to have this parent coaching, you need to have accountability and support and a community of moms that are also going through the same, so that you can share tips, because everything becomes so much more easier. And this is why I put together ADHD Moms, Good ADHD Moms, which is a community of moms from all over the world that have ADHD kids and that are looking for accountability, support, parent coaching. And what we do is we meet every week for 1 hour, and I will do some parent coaching, and at the same time we'll do some Q&A. And we have so much fun. We share experiences, we ask questions, and it is such a great thing to see. It's an awesome community. And then on top of that, we have a private Facebook group. So whenever you need to talk to someone or discharge your energy or complain or talk about what happened or suggestions about the schools, IEPs, and so on, you put it in the Facebook group, and the community is so supportive. We are all there to help you. It's incredible. On top of that, you get so many incredible trainings, like how to stop explosions today for an ADHD kid. You also get how to set up your Calm for how to set up your home for an ADHD kid, what to do. You also get like what to feed your ADHD kid, how to create a really good diet for your kid, and so many more resources for belonging to this incredible community. So check the link below, check everything that's included in this community. I know you're going to gasp because there's so much. It is really, really cheap. And also on top of that, you have 75% off today. I don't know for how long, but today is 75% off. Check it out. And when you are ready, which I think you should be right now because you're in the middle of this, enter your name, your email information, your payment information, click subscribe or join the community. And within 1-2 minutes, you'll get an email from me welcoming you to the community. You'll get a link to the Facebook group, to the private Facebook group, okay, not public, private Facebook group, also to the link to the weekly calls, as well as the recordings of those weekly calls that we've been doing for very long time now, and as well as a link to all the resources. And listen, within the first week, you're going to feel so much lighter and so much better because you're part of the community now and you're supported and everything is changing. And within 2-3 weeks, you'll start seeing changes in your couple, in your kid, in your family, in the school. And within 6 months, you will just don't know what were you doing before. You'll be so grateful for this community because we have saved your life and your kid's life. That is so cool. And before you think about, oh no, not another membership, or I don't have time for that, listen, when you see the changes that you're going to go through and your kid is going to go through, oh my God, you'll just would not be able to stop talking about this community, and you'll recommend it to everyone. And regarding the time, it takes 1 hour a week, and it is so cool. It's really like having drinks with your friends. So join the community now and talk to you very, very soon. Take care.